Hi, my name is Angel. I'm a junior at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Early College in GVR, and I am a youth for the I for Prevention Youth Board. Today, I'll be sharing with you guys a couple data we collected and some things about myself and why I think youth voice is important. So, firstly, we did have a survey that we rolled out earlier this year for the youth in our communities that asked about substance use and substance abuse within their own lives, their friend groups, their communities, and their families. And here are some just of the couple findings we found and some of the conclusions we drew from them. So, the three top reasons that youth reported using substances was due to mental health issues, grief, or recreational use. Youth either had to pay with money for these substances or didn't have to pay at all, indicating that they had close relationships with these people that were providing substances. 69% of youth that have used substances have seen their parents use it around them, showing that it was deemed normal in their household or they had just been always used to seeing other people use. So, like I said, it was deemed normal or not anything out of the ordinary to use and abuse substances, and 31% of youth that have used substances said that they would receive punishment from parents if they were caught using substances. And 31%, that's less than half of um, our whole, which goes to show that, like I said, substance use was deemed normal in their families and in their communities. So, more than half of these youth will not get in trouble or will not receive any punishment for their substance use, showing that it was far more normalized in their houses and their communities. We also found that a majority of youth that have used substances in their lifetime have never been in any kind of treatment for their substance use, which could be due to many reasons, with, such as a lack of resource, which is a big reason. The youth may not know where to go, who to talk to, or even what to say and how to say it. And due to this, a majority of the youth that did reply to our survey said that they've never received any kind of treatment for their substance use. Um, Now I will be answering the question, why is authentic youth engagement important and what youth bring to the work. Firstly, I want to say that not just youth engagement, but authentic youth engagement is so very important because we care about many issues. We care about environmental and systematic racism. We care about climate change. We care about the state of politics in our world and in our globalized world as a whole. We care about substance abuse in the youth of our community and people we know, because these are things that do and will affect us in the long run. And youth my age and the youth on this group with me, we've all been shown that we really care about these issues and they're things that we're passionate about and we want to make change for, because we truly do believe that not only if we work together and we work hard as a community united, we can impact and have real change, but we also do believe that these are issues that we need to talk about, that we need to bring to the front lines, because if not us, who? I think that's a Barack Obama quote actually, where he says, "We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we wish to see." So if we want to ignite any change, it starts with us. And young people bring so much to this work. Not only do we bring authenticity, but we know what young people go through being young people. We know what the state of our world is like, but we also know that, we're not a lost cause. We know that there is hope for us and our community and the youth around us to get better, and that things like this, when it comes to substance abuse and substance use, is not one fix all. We know that everybody's case is different, and we're willing to take that time out to truly listen to and hear everybody's, perspective and story, and value the experiences of people in their lives and how they got to where they got to, and how we can show them that their lives are far more important than any substance they want to give into. And now I can share a little about myself. So, like I did say, my name is Angel. I'm a junior at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Early College. I was originally born in Ghana, Africa, which is in West Africa. I moved to the U.S. when I was 5. I first lived in New York, then I lived in Virginia, Atlanta, and now I live in Denver. I've lived in Denver for 4 years now. I'm passionate about this work because, like I said, we are the change that we wish to see. These are problems that affect me. This is my community. These are my friends. These are, my brothers and my sisters. I see issues like this concerning lack of resources for youth, concerning environmental racism, concerning just systematic barriers that put limits on us as youth and as people of color and as minorities and low funded communities getting what we need, affecting us. And they're things that, while they may be a burden onto us, we have chosen to not accept, and we know that we can do something substantial to make it better for us and generations to come along. So I think my passion really comes into, getting involved and knowing that we can make real substantial change. And yeah, that was all. Thank you all for listening to me. Thank you all for attending this webinar, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hi everyone, I'm Stella. I'm going to be answering these first two questions. So I'm a junior at North High School, and I've always been super passionate about science and medicine and public health. So when I saw this opportunity to help out my community and have a voice in issues that I and many close friends face, I was very quick to jump on it. I've always been really passionate about helping my community, so I was really excited about this opportunity. So my experience with mental health, behavioral health, and substance use started a lot around the COVID pandemic. As soon as we all had to go into quarantine, a lot of people, faced that isolation. That was a new thing for a lot of people, and they didn't know how to cope with that. So a lot of people turned to substance use for that, um, specifically vaping. I know many close friends who developed an addiction to nicotine over quarantine and still face that now. And that, worsens a lot of mental health issues, including symptoms of depression. So this was really important to understand because there's a big relationship between mental health and substance use, which I realized over quarantine, the impact of that. So for me specifically, early quarantine was really rough with my mental health. The only way to stay connected with friends was through social media, which I already wasn't good at before. So I kind of isolated myself a lot there and lost a lot of connections because I didn't see people for like a year and a half. Um, in addition to that, my parents are divorced, so my mom I didn't see for a while, and I didn't do a great job at staying connected with her. So I was just at my dad's house for the majority of the beginning of quarantine. So this was really hard on my mental health because I lost a lot of those people that I relied on before, and I just didn't do a great job at staying in contact with them. So COVID was really hard with my mental health, and then I know a lot of people struggled with COVID because they developed the habit of vaping or using other substances, which did not help their mental health either.
As the I for Prevention Youth Leadership Team, our mission is to uplift and to empower the young people in our community and to assure that they receive the appropriate access and support to mental and behavioral health resources. We find connections to support young people and provide holistic substance use prevention strategies. We also utilize a trauma-informed model to promote engagement and prevention. We create partnerships in our communities by facilitating an environment of growth within ourselves and our communities. We collect data and analyze it to gain a better understanding of the equity needs and issues that the younger people are facing in their communities. This helps us create powerful and creative projects and initiatives that can potentially make a difference. We also support our communities in equitable and sustainable ways and hope to help the next generation become leaders, helping the youth guide themselves to healthier minds, spirits, and bodies. With that being said, my name is Itzel Aldrete. I am a Mexican-American woman. I am a proud daughter of immigrants with the goal of becoming a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I am passionate about this work because as a minority, I have encountered and experienced a disappointing amount of ignorance and injustices in regards to basic human decency and stigma on mental health. And as somebody who struggles from clinical depression, generalized anxiety, and ADHD, I totally understand what it's like to want to look for a safe space. And with this lovely team, I am sure that we will create this safe space for those who understand what it's like. And from my experience, I just want there to be affordable or even free services for those who seek mental health resources. And I'd love for there to be no stigma at all on asking for help and no judgment, but because there will always be judgment, I just hope to see more safe spaces for the vulnerable, the in denial, and even the ignorant, because to an extent, we all deserve a chance, but to an extent. To end this, I would like to share a quote by Lao Tzu. I probably butchered that, but the quote is, "When I let go of who I am, I become who I might be."
Hi, my name is Megan Amasa, and I'm a junior at Fairview High School in Boulder, Colorado. Why is authentic youth engagement important, and what do young people bring to this kind of work? I think that youth bring an entirely different perspective and view, and that's incredibly important to have when you're working on programs targeted towards youth. Without any sorts of views or perspectives from the youth themselves, it's incredibly difficult to find success or please everyone. Not only is it important for youth to bring their own perspective, but it's incredibly important for them to be involved. Being able to have a direct impact on your community is incredibly important and not only has a positive impact on your community, but yourself as well. Without the youth perspective, you're missing an entire piece of the puzzle that's necessary to solving any sorts of youth-oriented programs. Youth bring a new and younger sense of creativity and solutions. Day by day, youth become more fluent with technology and advertising just by using platforms such as Instagram and Snapchat. With youth involvement, young people are able to provide information on how to most successfully target themselves and their peers, and thus have some of the most impactful information to bring. What do you want to see change within your community related to mental, behavioral health, and substance abuse prevention? Personally, I want to see the stigma surrounding both mental health and substance abuse to disappear. Struggling with either of these issues is incredibly difficult to start, but finding help shouldn't be. Within the youth community, I feel as though it is looked upon to struggle with either of these issues, to start substance abuse, and people that are struggling with substance abuse find it incredibly difficult to find help without being scared of the consequences or repercussions. Similarly, within the realm of mental health, many people are scared to reach out for help when they fear of being alone or looked down as weak. While this assumption is incredibly wrong, it's incredibly important to remove the stigma, and it can start with some of the most simple steps. By checking in on your friends, having posters in your school, and more are some of the easiest first steps to take. It's important to talk about these kind of issues so that people know that they aren't alone. If they're able to find help, they're going to be able to find success for themselves and their friends better. You have to spread the word, talk about things that might be uncomfortable to talk about, but check in on each other and find help from one another when it's needed. Building a strong sense of community within our youth community is incredibly important so that people are able to find friends, find peers that they can reach out to, and find resources. One of the quotes that I find really inspiring is "Be the change you wish to see in the world" by Gandhi. Although this is a very common quote, it's one that I feel connects really well to me and other youth involved in this program. Talking and bringing to light these important issues is a really important step to take, but this next step is one of the harder ones. Trying to actually get involved and see change within your community. It's hard to find where to start or how to begin. Seeing your hopes and dreams work out is one of the best feelings, which is why I find it so important to be involved in my community and programs to be able to help other youth. I want to be able to have that direct effect on my community. It's incredibly easy to sit back and wait for things to happen, but there's no guarantee that things will ever change, whether that be in a timely manner or in the way that you want. With this being said, I challenge everyone listening to make a small change within themselves or their community, whether it be putting up a poster, joining a program, or simply checking on a friend. Some of the smallest things can change someone's life, or even change the world. Thank you.